number 1. But before we jump right into that, I would like to just cover one of the homework problems. Did I do number 15 with you guys?
Yeah.
I did number 15 with you. Okay, never mind then. Okay, so we are going to be doing, God bless you. We are going to be doing, you can bless anyone no matter what. Cough them. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Amen. All right. So today's lesson is on adding polynomial expressions and subtracting polynomial expressions. If you look here, Module 4 is adding and subtracting polynomials. 4.2 and 4.3 are adding and subtracting polynomial expressions respectively. Now, I think these are very simple topics, so we're going to cover them very quickly. We remember we learned about polynomials, whole number exponents, right? Non-negative exponents, all that kind of stuff. But now we're going to be adding polynomials. Now listen, your book says something about the vertical format or the horizontal format. Don't concern yourself with that. I'm just going to show you the way that I do it, which is basically what the book calls the horizontal format, and I just think it's the best. So you guys can learn the way I do it, and I think it works well. So it's fairly simple. Let's just jump right into it. Number 3, it's on page 141, bottom of page 141. We have two polynomials here, negative x squared minus 1 and 4x squared minus x. And we just want to add them. That's what it's telling us to do, is just add them. So we put them in parentheses, negative x squared minus 1 plus 4x squared minus x. We add them together, okay? In order to add them together, since we're just adding, we can just drop the parentheses. And we get negative x squared minus 1, God bless you, plus 4x squared minus x. Just drop the parentheses. And then combine like terms. Negative x squared plus 4x squared is 3x squared. So cross those out. Minus x. And then minus 1. And I'm done. Simple as that. So basically, when I'm adding, I just have the parentheses. I put them in parentheses and just do it the way I show you. Put them in parentheses, add them together, and then drop the parentheses and combine like terms, just like that. Any questions about that? Okay, so go ahead and do numbers 4 and 5 on your own, please. Has anybody in the class taken advantage of watching the YouTube videos yet at all? Anybody? These people? Have they been helpful? Yes. That's what I like to hear. Number 4 and 5. Another 30 seconds. It's okay. I was just realizing that you have the book of Mr. Seth Kane.
I do.
You do. I highly enjoyed him in my class, so that makes me happy to read his book. Okay. Number 4. Let's go ahead. Negative z cubed minus 2z minus 1 plus 2z cubed minus z squared plus 2z. Okay, since I'm adding, I just drop the parentheses, and I get negative z cubed minus 2z. For the record, if your 2's look exactly like your z's, I suggest you put a cross through them, like just strike through them. Plus 2z cubed minus z squared plus 2z. And then just combine like terms. Negative z cubed plus 2z cubed is just z cubed. Negative z squared by itself. Negative 2z plus 2z cancels out. And then minus 1. That's that. And the last one is number 5, x minus 1 plus 4x minus 6. Drop the parentheses, I get x minus 1 plus 4x minus 6. Well, that's x plus 4x is 5x. Minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7. And that's the final answer. That's it. Any questions on that? So that's how I add 2 polynomials. It's as simple as that, honestly. This isn't like a trick. Like, that's the lesson. Okay, you guys probably already know it. Okay, now the part that we will likely need work on, does anyone need me to put that back up quickly? No? Okay. Is modeling. So modeling with polynomials. Okay, let's use this one because there are a lot of words. Okay. Number 10. A scientist is growing cell cultures. Can you guys see where I'm at? I'm near the top of page 144. A scientist is growing cell cultures and examining the effects of various substances on them. On them as part of his research. Okay, that's cool. I don't really need to know that. Okay, the culture in one petri dish increases according to the expression, ooh, that's good, for time t in minutes. Another increases according to, ooh, that's good. He needs to feed all the cells equally, so he needs to know the expression for the total number of cells in both dishes because the food is proportional to the total number of cells, okay? I hope you can see what I'm crossing out. Sorry, it's kind of hard to tell. And what I'm underlining. Okay, sorry. Look, the point is that a lot of these words are just not necessary. You have one petri dish, that's the expression. The other petri dish, that's the expression. You need to know the total number of cells in both dishes. So what should I do? Add them. Okay, so I have 2 polynomials, t squared plus 4t plus 4 plus t squared plus 2t plus 4. Drop the parentheses, t squared plus 4t plus 4 plus 144. T squared plus 2t plus 4. T squared plus t squared is 2t squared. Guys, I get this like question all the time. Is like, if I do a plus a, is that a squared? Is that a squared?
No.
No. It's 2a. Okay. So it's 2t squared. 4t plus 2t is 6t. Plus 4 is plus 8. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. So that's modeling. Any question? Okay. Here's what I recommend. Do not be like, oh, I just know I've got to add them, so I'm just going to look at them and then add them, and then I'll get the answer, and then I'll be done. Okay? Do the work. Show the work. There's a reason why I do it. I think you should do the same. It just makes your life easier because you get in the habit of doing good work, and then you get in the habit of getting the right answer, which is what we're looking for. Solving the problem correctly. Okay.
Can you leave that up for?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just leave that up.
Any questions on that? Okay. Which leads me to your homework, which is page 146. That's the lesson on that. Page 146, number 9 through 15. Now, don't get too excited just yet. This is the first part of your lesson. So it's number 146, number 9 through 15. Okay, so this is adding polynomial expressions. Okay, so that's the first part of your homework. 9 through 16, 9 through 15, sorry. I'll repeat it again. 9 through 15 on that page. But don't be too concerned about it. I'm going to repeat that again. All right, so let's go to our next lesson, which is subtracting polynomial expressions. Okay, guys, it's the exact same thing, except instead of adding, we're subtracting. Again, subtracting polynomial expressions. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. All right, look. Now, the parentheses seemed unnecessary before, but now you will see that they are necessary, which is why I endeavored to create this habit within you. All right? If I don't, I'm subtracting these two polynomials, you see? If I don't have these parentheses, then that negative would only be included for the first term there. But I need to do what with that negative to both terms? Distribute it in, exactly. So in all of these, this negative is going to be distributed in to all the terms. So we have to do that. So I'll do number 3 with you, and then you'll do number 3, 4, and 5 by yourselves. So 4x squared minus x minus, by the way, this is on page 153, middle of page 153. Sorry about that. Negative x squared minus 1. Okay, now I take this negative, I distribute it in, and I get 4x squared minus x minus a negative x, so it's plus x squared, minus negative 1, so plus 1. I go ahead and combine like terms. I get 5x squared minus x plus 1. And that's it, I'm done. Any questions on that? All right, number 4 and 5 on your own, please. Bless you.
Why did you
Got it?
okay. Forgot the 2.
So I have 4x squared minus x equals 1. I'm subtracting negative x squared minus 1. I take that negative and I distribute it to both terms. I drop the first thing in the front. Shh, guys. Guys, I'm trying to help. Let's quiet. That negative gets distributed to both of those terms, right? So it becomes negative x squared positive x squared instead of negative positive x squared. And then I combine the terms 4x squared plus x squared plus 5x squared. And it's negative x and positive. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, I'll give you another 30 seconds. You guys are mostly done. All right. Let's take a look. Number 4. Shh, Mr. Barreto. Thank you. Negative z cubed minus 2z minus 1 minus negative z cubed plus 2z plus 1. I take this negative and I have to distribute it in. And I end up with negative z cubed minus 2z minus 1 minus a negative z cubed, so it's plus z cubed minus 2z minus 1. Does that make sense? Negative z cubed and positive z cubed cancel. Negative 2z is negative 4z. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. And that's my final answer. Next, number 5. I have 8y minus 7 minus 1 minus 3y. Again, I have to take this negative and distribute it in. So it's 8y minus 7 minus 1 minus a negative, so plus 3y. Combine like terms, 8y plus 3y is 11y. Minus 7 minus 1 is minus 8. Simple as that. Okay? Guys, when you're adding and subtracting like this, don't try and look at it and find the answer. You have to drop the parentheses first, whether it's negative and you're distributing, or you're adding and you're just combining, whatever it is. You have to get it out of parentheses first, because if it's still in parentheses, then, and you're trying to go from there to combining like terms, well, you're distributing the negative while you're combining it with a like term, and you think you're saving time, but the reality is you're using more time because you're doing the same mental processes just in a less organized manner. Okay? Anybody familiar with computer coding? Anybody in this class? A little bit sometimes? Okay, computer codes nowadays are super efficient. Okay? You might think oh, I'm just going on Safari and pulling up a web page. You don't realize that just to do that takes so much processing power to pull up a web page and have all those signals be sent through the signal to your phone and pop up on your screen, right? And if your code is super inefficient, it does everything in kind of a weird order and not an organized way, you end up with a bad operating system and a really slow phone or computer or something like that. And that's why they have these constant updates of your operating systems and your phones and computers and stuff like that. Because they're making the code more and more and more efficient. All right? Well, we are like computers kind of when we're doing math. And a computer is computing things, okay? And computing was first done with math, more or less, okay? And so if we're doing things in an organized, methodical way, then our mental processes are kind of conserved, and we're not getting a headache every time we do math homework, right? It's when we do things in an unorganized, random way that we end up with a headache because we've had to think so hard, right? But if we just do it step by step, it's and then you get to underline it and just do it. You know what? Get a green pen or something and just underline it. It feels so good. And you're just so happy and just give yourself a high five. It's like clapping. It's like clap for yourself. When you're done with your math homework, just maybe take a bow. Look at yourself in the mirror and just be give yourself a wink, you know? Yeah. Okay, maybe. All right. Anyway, it's just me that does that, I guess. All right. Okay, cool. Any questions on that? All right. So let's take a look at modeling now. All right. So, all right, this one here. Another word problem. All right, the revenue made by a car company from the sale of Y cars is given by this polynomial. The cost to produce Y cars, so that's the revenue is here. And the cost to produce Y cars is given by this polynomial here. Write a polynomial expression for the profit from making and selling Y cars. And then it says find the profit the company will make when selling 30,000 cars. All right, now, in order to do this, I have to know the first formula here. Profit equals revenue minus what, economics people? There you go. Revenue minus cost. So profit equals revenue minus cost. All right? Well, in this case, we're trying to find the profit, right? Well, what do we have for revenue? We have a what? A polynomial. And for cost, we have a polynomial. So if we're trying to find the polynomial expression for the profit, what should we do with these two polynomials? Subtract them, okay? So we take our revenue, we put it in parentheses here, 0.005y squared plus 10y, and subtract our cost. And our cost is 20y plus 1 million. And we go ahead and simplify this to find our total profit. And we get 0.005y squared plus 10y minus, we got to distribute that in, 20y minus 1 million. And then I have to simplify this. Okay, the y squared term is alone. Then I have plus 10y minus 10y, so it's minus 10y, and then minus 1 million. So that right there is the expression, the polynomial expression for my profit, okay? So now I don't have to figure out my revenue and my cost separately and then subtract them. I can just figure out my profit immediately with that one polynomial expression. And then, so that's the first part. And then the second part says, find the profit the company will make if it sells 30,000 cars. What should I do with that 30,000? Plug it in for
Y.
For Y. Very good. So I plug in 30,000 for Y. So 0.005 30,000 squared minus 10 times 30,000 minus 1 million. And that'll give me my profit for selling 30,000 cars. So I go ahead in my calculator. And there you go. 3.2 million is my answer. So my total profit is $3,200,000. And that is my final answer there. Now class, don't be confused, okay? I needed to come up with the polynomial first. This question didn't just say, find the profit the company will make if it sells 30,000 cars. It says, write a polynomial expression for the profit from making and selling Y cars. This is a really good type of question for me to ask you guys on a test. Okay, just like this. Just like this. And if you just give me that final answer, you'll get probably a little bit more than half credit. Okay? You have to make sure that you have explicitly written profit equals this. Do you understand? Okay. All right, any questions on that? Yes, sir. But wait, just 1 minute. Okay, so that's that. Now, homework. Here is your homework. Page 146, numbers 9 through 15, and page 157, numbers 9 through 15. Okay, so that's section 4.2 and section 4.3. Does that make sense? Any questions? All right, good job, guys. Everyone get started on your homework now. Might as well finish. What was that? Oh, yeah.